All right. So this is an updated version of my RawkSD tutorial. As just yesterday, I figured out that you don't need to downgrade your system firmware in order to play customs. You just have to make sure that you just have this file because this file is key to making it all work. But other than that, you pretty much can have a working copy of RawkSD. So here's what you're gonna need. You're obviously gonna need RawkSD with the program, so you can install to your SD card if you haven't done already. You're also gonna need this. This is literally the only way to get the songs to work. So do not use the patcher that's included within the apps. It won't work. And this one's optional, but this will allow you to bypass the save add-on content to SD card. So that means you don't have to press it every single time you play the game. All right. So I don't need this open anymore. All right. So first things first, make sure that you have your song that you want. I'm going to be using Green Day's Holiday. And basically what you're going to want to do is, I already have the audio file here, but what you would do is you would so if you have 1, 2, and 3 like this, or like more than one drum track file, combine all the drum track drum track files and make them into one. And then what you do after that is select all these except for the crowd, and then make sure that here. Let me show you what to do. Let me just show you an example. So what you're gonna do is, once you have all the audio files that you want to have, you're gonna click Export Audio, do Custom Mapping, and make sure that normally there's gonna be like 10 or 9 channels to that goes with, like, each instrument has their own channel. The 2 channels, bass typically only has 1. And then make sure the sample rate is that, because if it's too big, then the game will crash, most likely. Also, make sure it's an OGG file, so you save a lot of space by using that file type. After all that, make sure you also have the MIDI file. And also go ahead and grab the song information file, as that it's really useful to make your custom look more official. And that's pretty much it. So first, go ahead and open up the RawkSD program, which I already have it open here. You're going to click Create. So for the audio, make sure you select the audio file, and then for the MIDI file, do the same thing. So don't check any of these except for the last one. Make sure you keep this one checked, because if you uncheck this, I don't know what it does, but it makes it work. So make sure that you keep that. And for the preview, it doesn't really matter. You can have it as the original preview, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to have to convert the milliseconds into seconds. Also, don't touch these if you're doing like a rock band song. It's not necessary for this. So go ahead and press OK. All right. So now what you're going to want to do is, now you're going to want to fill in the song info. So Holiday, Green Day, and then album is American Idiot. Track is number 3, and this was released in 2004. Then select the genre I'd like to do. So the band audio, that's always going to be, so a good way to I recommend having your audio file open so you can figure out which channel is which. So this is, all right. That was really loud. I'm really sorry if that was loud. So the drums is 4 and 5. Bass is channel 3. Guitar is 6 and 7. And vocals is 8 and 9. You're also going to want to fill out the difficulty tiers just to make sure that it shows up properly in game. Otherwise, all the difficulty levels are going to be at the top. It's going to be the first song you see, and you don't want to have that. So band is 221. Drum is 252. Bass is 160. guitar is 191, and vocals is 253. Now, if your song does not have stems, you're only gonna have audio channel number 1 here. So, and that should be fine. But if you do have stems, you have to make sure these are checked. Otherwise, if you don't, the game will crash when trying to load your song. So make sure you have these checked. Make sure all these are checked. And if they are, then you should be good to go. And then for pack, it doesn't really matter, but this is from Green Day Rock Band. And I like organizing my songs by what game they're from. And that should be everything. Local scroll speed, I don't think that really matters because I think it typically lines up with the song anyway. So go ahead and press OK. And now, as you can see, there it is. There's our custom. So now you're going to need your SD card. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it to my computer. All right, it is connected. So go ahead and open your SD card. Then just make sure you select the root, or just the main drive, and you should see all your songs pop up. There we are. So as you can see, you won't have these. Because I previously installed a bunch of stuff, but you won't see these. But what you would do now is you would click Customs, Install, and click Select these, and then click Install. And now it's going to install it to your SD card. There you go. Now it's on here. So as you can see, I got some customs on here already. So then that's basically it. Now you're gonna have to go to your Wii, and I'm not gonna make a second part to this, is because the second part is basically gonna be the exact same, minus the downgrading your system menu. You do not have to do that. But other than that, you're pretty much good to go. Also, make sure that you drag your RawkSD folder to your apps on your SD card. And if you want, you can add this to your SD card as well. Just drag it to the root as well. One last thing. I'm unsure if I'm pretty sure you can use a 4 GB SD card with this, but it's like non-SDHC because it does work. You're just gonna have to make sure that it reaches under 2 GB, so that way the game will read it. So that means you can have even more customs than the limit. I however don't have those yet. I haven't reached the limit yet, so I can't confirm that. But if it is true, then you'll be able to have more customs than you already originally could. But yeah, that's it. So hope it goes well, and happy rockin'.